You mentioned confidence and coming off of losses into fights. Leon's coming to this fight off the back of a loss. You're coming in off a win. How does that affect the mind frame?
Yeah, I think his loss, Leon's. I think that loss for him. I mean, the way I looked at Leon's loss is it's probably something that motivated him. The losses I took is I got freaking smashed, bro. Like the fight before Winslow Nil, I just got demoralized, smashed, humbled. You know, it looks like Leon got out jabbed.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think he felt beat. I think if Boyd like knocked him out or like owned him and then choked him out and
it was a decision.
Yeah, it's a decision. So, decision losses are different than those losses, but it's probably enough to be like, hey, I need to train harder. So I believe I'll see a stronger Leon Mynhardt than I did, a while ago. I mean, if I'm sitting there, maybe if I like reenact what Boyd did, maybe it'll start bringing back bad memories, and then he'll do that. But I don't think I have the long, lanky style that Boyd does. But if for some reason I start throwing jabs and I end up breaking his nose somehow, then maybe the confidence issue would come through. But I think that loss motivated him more than set him back.
Okay. Talking about his strengths and weaknesses, what do you perceive as some of his strengths and in the same regard, some of his weaknesses?
Yeah, so one of the things I notice about his strengths is like he's tough and like I've already accounted for that. Like I'm not going to be able to put this guy away and make him quit easy. I mean, all you see is these pictures of him all bloody, just going forward. So his toughness is really strong. Is really a strong point. His hands look sharp. His kicks look strong. His footwork looks good, and he's got some head movement and all that stuff. I guess I don't really see. I would say groundwork might be a weakness, but I've never seen it. I've never seen a lot of his. I saw him choke people. I see him choke people a lot of time. If you stun somebody, you can choke anybody. Yeah. It's a natural reaction. I don't see him like setting up submissions like a jiu-jitsu guy would or whatever. I've only seen select clips of him, just due to what I get to see over in America. But, so I'm gonna have to test his weaknesses, see where he's weak at. And who knows? Maybe my striking style might be weak for his. Yeah. You never know. Like styles make fights, and he was his dominant striker, and Boyd outstruck him. Yeah. So you just never know.
You mentioned strengths and weaknesses, or that's what we're talking about. What do you feel is your greatest strength as a fighter?
Yeah, my greatest strength is just in general like persistence and moving forward. I've survived in this game a lot. I feel like I am a tough fighter as well as Leon. The only way I've been stopped is if like the lights went out somehow. Whoops! A couple fights ago I lost one, and my chin got broken, and it put me out. But never have I felt like I've quit in the cage. I'm a very physical, aggressive fighter. I've trained at camps like Vanderlei Silva's camp and even in Randy's camp, we're really aggressive. We're not slick and counter strikers. So I feel like my aggression and my persistence is something that is good. But yeah, again, like my strikes will shine. Like I've had fights where I ended up on my back and I triangled people. Yeah. So that's a strength, but that only
depends on the fight.
Depends on who I'm fighting. That fight in particular, I was fighting a guy in a 5-round fight at middleweight in Australia, and I was milking that first round because I was just saying like if I could get him tired, he was taking me down and getting up, and I just happened to find a triangle on the way. I was comfortable, but like I played a bottom game for the first round, but that was my plan. I didn't want to try to out-muscle a middleweight when I was fresh. When he was fresh, so I just kind of like decided to like sort of milk him a little bit for that first round, but he happened to fall into a submission move that I knew. So,
Let's talk a bit about your nickname then. Explain the Pain Train to me. Where does that come from?
The Pain Train. So back in the day, there was a commercial that Reebok did, the Terry Tate office linebacker you might have seen on ESPN. It went viral, and this big, bald, jacked black dude was like named Terry Tate. I don't even think he was a real football player, but he looked the part. But basically what he would do, the premise of the commercial was he would go around and he would use his football skills to regulate the office. Like, you didn't put your cover sheet on your TVS reports. Then he'd tackle somebody, and you're late, Leonard, what the hell, you know? But one of the things he was intimidating this guy. He's like, oh, the pain train's coming, woo, 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 you know? And so that was like funny, and like when I was a collegiate track and field athlete, we thought that was hilarious. But one of the things I did is like, I had this ability, I don't know if the ability, I wasn't the most talented runner. I wasn't. Look at me, I'm like short and stocky, you know, and like I'd look at people go to the wrestling room, like, wow, I look like those guys, not these skinny runners, you know? But like the thing I liked about running was it's very simple in the sense that if I want to win, I just run faster than everybody. And if I want to run faster, I move my legs faster, right? And then my thought was like, well, if I have the cojones to do it, I can just run faster. Yeah. It's not talent, it's toughness, you know. And then, you know, at the end of the day, I kind of learned that some people have an aerobic ability. I'm not capable of mine. But my workouts and my races, I would run, and at the end of every race and workout, I'd just vomit. You know, I'd find a trash can and I'd puke. And so my teammates would follow me around because they knew I was about to vomit. And they go, oh, the pain train's gonna puke, woo, woo. And I'd puke, and they'd think it's so funny, and it kind of became like a little nickname. And then when I came to mixed martial arts, which feel like I was more physically adapted to, you know, I got my back is like nice and wide and I have big shoulders and stuff. I wouldn't have that lean frame like I should for running. I was like, wow. But I wasn't puking after all my workouts, but, you know, I brought the pain, and it's kind of like it was a good nickname, and it has a story that meant something to me because it goes back to my, you know, my love for track and field, and, you know, my youth, and it carries through, and it has a different meaning, just like Dave Mazany has a different meaning growing up as a human being, you know. Can
we expect the Pain Train to run over Leon on the weekend?
Yeah, I don't think it's always a funny question. Like, hey, do you expect to win this weekend? And you know, it's always a funny question to me because, like, why the hell would I come across he's cut all his weight to lose? Yeah, of course I plan on winning. Leon plans on winning. I think I can beat Leon. Leon thinks he can beat me, and that's the beauty of mixed martial arts, because then we can put each other in a cage and figure out who will win. So absolutely, I feel like I'm going to win.
Besides from vomiting after the fight, what's the first thing you're probably going to do if you win?
You know what? I don't vomit after fights anymore. So I'm adapted again. Like, first thing I'm going to do when I win is I'm going to, you know, find a beer. So I haven't had a beer in a long time, and those are delicious. And then I want to see, you know, meet the fans. I brought little autograph cards, and I'm going to sign autographs and stuff. If people want them, you know, if people like enjoyed my performance and enjoyed what I did for them. Like, as I said before, the fans are what make the fighter, and like, because otherwise I would just be some guy fighting by myself, you know. But because people are watching, paying tickets, helping me become the best fighter I can be. If there was nobody to watch, then I wouldn't be able to do this. You know, I wouldn't be able to inspire people to do great things. Because I started MMA late. I never did martial arts growing up. You know, and I came from this track and field guy, and now I'm an international fighter, and it's just out of will and determination and just testicular fortitude, and the fact that I want to be a fighter. I said I want to be a fighter, and I became one. So without fans to like be there and like make this a sport, I couldn't generate this inspiration to people without that fan base and without the media that it provides. So I want to, after the fight, I want to get to know my fans more, and you know, I want them all to follow me on my Twitter and Instagram at Mazany MMA. At Mazany MMA if you want to follow me. And yeah, that's basically what I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna eat a bunch of, I like chicken wings. If I can eat chicken wings after, like some hot wings. I don't know if you guys have buffalo wings in South Africa.
We do.
And you know, any sweets and anything. I've been depriving myself for a long time, but I'm cutting weight right now, so I'm like, my mouth's watering.
Just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us on Sports Daily, and all the best.
All right, brother. Thank you.